most people on the pundit don't quite understand why you need him when you've got Rafinha and Lamine Yamal.
Muy bonita.
No, ese está
más
mejor.
guapo.
No me gusta mucho.
Está bien. Está con la Champions, hermano.
Oh, there he's waving.
Still bought Kvaratskhelia. Yet you guys seem to have a problem with Barcelona's Nico transfer. Once Yamal or Rafinha gets injured, we have no source of creativity on the wing. This is obviously the rumours that Nico Jackson is coming in, and most people on the pundit don't quite understand why you need him when you've got Rafinha and Lamine Yamal. Yet, Frank, Barcelona fans are saying, well, yeah, what happens when one of those get injured? You need backup.
Yeah, you need a backup, but the backup cannot be a first choice for any other team. That's the issue. You need a backup, which means that somebody who is less good than the player the coach is gonna choose. So no doubt that right now Doué is better than Bacola, and yeah, Bacola could go away and try to find another club, but he knows that he plays for the best team in the world. So the problem is if you take, like, for example, Rafinha on the left side, and you take Nico Williams to play when Rafinha is injured, that's the guy who just won the European Championship, who has been absolutely fantastic with his team. So he's not going to be somebody being on the bench. He's not going to be happy. So maybe in a dressing room, that's going to be a problem. So you have to be really picky on the second choice you're taking, because that's, yeah, it's important, as Marvel Peters says, but he cannot be at the same level than the first choice.
I think I said Nico Jackson, Nico Williams.
Yeah.
When you were at Liverpool, Stevie, you said
Williams,
one of the most important things. No, it was me who said that, Frank. Like, over the summer, to bring in people, to continue to improve the quality.
Yep.
So why is this not a no-brainer?
Well, because you're upsetting the balance of the team. This is not a case of. This is not a case of somebody's maybe coming to the end of their career, so we're going to bring somebody in who straight away could play in that position, and then they'll probably know that as well. This is a situation where one player has had the greatest season of his life, and you're going to tell him to move,
Right.
Because Barcelona are not going to go and spend that amount of money on Williams and not play him. That means you're moving arguably your best player over the course of the whole season in order to get somebody else. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
That's ESPN's problem. They're against Barcelona's decisions. Let's look at the arguments that we Barcelona fans defend. Barcelona doesn't just need reserves. It needs internal competition. Hansi Flick isn't thinking small. He wants to create a winning squad with depth and real competition for positions, just like Bayern, City, and PSG do. Champion teams don't play with a fixed starter and a passive reserve. They play with two starters ready to decide the game. Nico Williams isn't coming to be a bench player. He's coming to be part of a starting trio. Who said that Nico's arrival means demoting Rafinha? Flick is a smart coach. He wants Nico on the left, Lamine on the right, and Rafinha able to float or rotate. This increases offensive quality. It doesn't get in the way. And we know that injuries happen. Just one is enough for the team to lose creativity. Rafinha and Lamine have already had physical problems, and without them, Barcelona became predictable. With Nico, you have an explosive, creative player who breaks lines, goes deep, and has already proven his worth in the Euro Cup. He is a technical and tactical insurance policy. To argue that Nico will unbalance the dressing room is to underestimate Barcelona's winning mentality and Hansi Flick's off-field tactics. Great players want to compete among the best. Nico knows he is coming to a giant club and that he will have to earn his place. That's healthy. Barca is no place for a comfort zone, and Hansi Flick is building a hungry team. Barca is not moving the best player. It is adding more talent. The season is long with the Champions League, La Liga, Super Cup, and Copa del Rey. Flick wants tactical variations. With Nico, he can alternate formations, rotate the squad, and maintain intensity. This does not weaken anyone. It strengthens the entire group. Nico Williams is indeed a smart and strategic signing. He's not coming to be a luxury reserve, but to be part of a renewed, competitive, and lethal attack. And Hansi Flick knows exactly what he's doing. Comment below. Do you think Nico will be a regular starter? Barcelona was more relaxed about signing Nico Williams to close the deal this week. The activation of the termination clause is planned for Friday, despite resistance from Athletic Club. But uncertainties about the player's registration have become a problem. "These are the guarantees, come on, I want to finalize it," Nico reportedly told his agent. Sport reported that Nico Williams returned from vacation and signed the necessary powers of attorney for Barcelona to act on his behalf in paying his release clause at La Liga's offices. But Nico's agent, Felix Tainta, does not agree to sign without Barcelona giving guarantees that Nico will be registered. There was talk of a special clause in which Barcelona would agree to let Nico leave for the amount of his purchase price, €62 million, if they were unable to register him. However, the new information is a big problem for Barcelona, as Felix Tainta reportedly made another demand, even though Nico asked for the deal to be completed before Saturday. According to Mundo Deportivo, a new request from his agent has complicated everything. Nico's agent wants a clause in the contract stating that if Barca cannot register Nico in La Liga after paying his €62 million release clauses, the club must let him leave for free. This condition was never discussed in the initial meetings and has now become a major problem for the club. Barca believes it made it clear to Nico's agent that the situation this summer with fair play rules and player registrations would be easier than last year. The club submitted 30 documents detailing its financial situation and registration plans. Therefore, they were confident that everything would go smoothly. But this sudden demand for this clause surprised the club and caused frustration, as they believed Nico was ready to sign without conditions this time. "I'm also shocked. We're talking about €62 million, not €62,000. It would be crazy for Barcelona to accept this deal. As much as we all want to see Nico wearing the Blaugrana shirt, his agent needs to be more flexible and trust the documentation presented by the club. Barca would not invest such an absurd amount if it did not have complete confidence that it would be able to register him. We are talking about a lot of money, and a talent that the club is willing to do anything not to waste." Sources at Barcelona claim that Nico has not withdrawn his request, even with contracts in preparation. The club remains firm that it cannot include a clause that could put its finances at risk. Allowing a player signed for €62 million to leave for free in the event of registration problems would be an imprudent move that could lead to financial problems and even legal consequences for the club's board. The urgency stems from Nico's desire to avoid returning to preseason training with Athletic Bilbao on July 9th. He does not want to go through difficult times with his current team after making it clear that he wants to join Barca. Barcelona can act quickly to pay the clause, but cannot guarantee that Nico will be registered in La Liga by July 5th. The problematic La Liga president, Tebas, said, "Barcelona cannot register Nico Williams as of today," Tebas said, quoted by Cope. While that may be true, Barca has freed up a good chunk of its salary cap with the departures of Clement Lenglet and Ansu Fati. With the return of the 1-1 financial fair play rule also on the horizon, there is confidence within the club that there will be no problems registering Joan Garcia, who has already joined, or Nico, who could be signed soon. Tebas seems to love creating obstacles for Barcelona. The less successful the club is, the better for him. Instead of making controversial statements, he should be focused on adjusting the La Liga calendar to avoid the same mistakes and conflicts of previous seasons. Furthermore, it is no secret that he still harbors resentment over Barca winning the registration disputes involving Dani Olmo and Pau Victor. That says a lot about his priorities. Barcelona refuses to sign an agreement that could leave the club exposed if things don't go as planned. If everything goes according to plan, Nico will be there to introduce himself as a Barcelona player on July 13th. In a recent interview, Julen Guerrero, former Spanish national team and Athletic Club player, commented on Nico Williams' situation. He said, "Nico has every right in the world to decide and choose his future, whatever it may be, although it may be a painful decision if, in the end, it is, which we don't know yet. The Nico issue is complicated and has been going on for a long time. Above all, it seems to me that all negotiations should be more discreet. I hope there are no more leaks and things like that everything is done more discreetly, respecting each of the parties involved. Anything can happen. He doesn't deny anything and seems to indicate that he will leave." Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because there is much more debate to come.